Many of Ghana's communities in many resource-rich areas continue to reel under extreme poverty and apparently squalor. The situation continues to entrench inequalities in development between those who have and those who don't. In our latest Hotline documentary, Justice Beidu travels to some of these communities in the Western region to find out more.
My brothers and sisters, as we celebrate, let's ponder over the responsibilities that we have to assume. Let's ponder over what we have to do to help Manda Ghana, build a better Ghana that we shall be proud of.
December 2010 at Takrade's Jubilee Park, pomp and pageantry celebrating the dawn of a new era. On this day, Ghana turned on the taps for its first oil. Optimism and hope about what this newfound wealth would do to the Ghanaian people, especially those closest to the resource.
Let us remember that those of us living now are trustees for the future generation. What are we going to leave the future generation?
It was thought that this would mark a turnaround in the provision of basic services in health, education, and infrastructure. Since the pouring of first oil 8 years ago, around $4 billion has been raked in, according to government's own figures. Ghana, a country blessed with gold, oil, manganese, bauxite, timber, and more. But the people on whose land these resources are exploited continue to live in poverty. My name is Justice Beidu, and in this program for JoyNews, I would be in the heart of one of Ghana's most resource-endowed regions, the Western region, to find out how a resource-rich land continues to be the home of some of the country's poorest and most deprived. I am making a journey to Cape 3 Points. This is the geographical reference point for Ghana's Jubilee oil fields. This is Ghana's southernmost part, lying some 50 kilometers away from Ghana's oil epicenter. Day by day, the people of Cape 3 Points just count the number of helicopters that fly above their heads onto the fields.
People keep talking about Cape 3 Points as the oil city. There's no money here, but if you drive here from wherever you are, all you see is poverty. Because there is nothing here, many of the young people have gone into illegal mining.
Life is basic here. Many of the people in Cape 3 Points are mainly into farming and fishing.
Every day they tell us the crude oil is drilled in the sea, but they don't respect those of us by the seashore.
Fish catch has largely been held back since oil production began 7 years ago, according to locals here. And yet, like many resource-rich communities in Ghana, Cape 3 Points is still struggling. Crucial services like healthcare hardly work here. The suffering here go beyond words, but no one feels it more than the women.
They said they are drilling the oil off the shores of Cape 3 Points. But look at our roads alone. Now we are locked up in this town. We can't go anywhere. Now we have to endure twice of this travel time from what we used to. How can we be close to the oil and be like this?
Awon Yaba is 24 years and is 9 months into her second pregnancy. Pregnancy scans have shown she would give birth to twins and so would need to have a cesarean section according to doctors.
I cough. My pregnancy is taking a toll on me. The doctor advised that I frequent the hospital so I can be monitored. But because the road went bad, I haven't been able to go to the hospital again.
The closest health facility to Cape 3 Point is 20 kilometers from here.
And my wife, this is as serious as it gets because we have various oil-rich areas, mining-rich areas, and other mineral resource areas, and you go to the towns and you say, what?
Yeah.
For shizzle mandizzle.
Yeah. And if you connect this to PIAC's findings with the non-existence projects.
I was just reading about their report in 2015, 2016, and their quarterly reports this year, and it's terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible. People are not feeling the benefits of what other people are making huge sums from.
And you told me the story about South Africa, right? That you go to South Africa, you get to feel that this is a country where they use the resources of the country well for their citizens.
Yeah, but I guess, you know, those who also live in really poor areas would not necessarily say that. But, you know, but other people would also have another argument to say, well, after all, because of apartheid, blah, 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 blah. But in our own context, Roland, I mean, let's just look at what PIAC is even tracking and what they are coming out with. And you know that some people are benefiting. Those who are benefiting are the rich. They continue to benefit.
Yeah.
But the really, really poor folks also continue to remain poor. And we don't see it happen on the ground. If this is an oil-rich area, let it reflect in the community. You know, it shouldn't just be in the name, oil-rich. But let us see something on the ground. And I think there's a fantastic report put together, again, by Justice Beidou.
Yeah, Justice Beidou.
Yeah.
Always working for the poor. That's a good thing.
So I don't know, cocoa fetches us so much.
And the cocoa growing areas
everything.
are poor.
Exactly. I mean,
mining fetches us so much. And the mining areas are poor.
Yeah.
And now oil.
Yeah.
And the areas around the shores where we find them, several nautical miles away, are poor. All right.
Not on.